Out of all the subjects, I decided to go ahead and discuss the appropriate email and online etiquette used in business aspects for us business majors, anyone wanting to be a manager. It's important to know how to write an email and online protocol. First is professionalism. It is very important to understand the importance of professionalism when sending emails. These aren't letters to your friends, they're not memos. They are a way to coordinate and discuss information between coworkers and management. So we need to understand the difference. These are not text messages. We have to differentiate between email and texting. Avoid using any slang and watch typos. Acronyms such as LOL, TTTYL, LMAO, they're all no-nos. We don't use these in professional emails. We should know this by now. Phones. Sometimes our phones have autocorrect, sometimes they don't, but it's important to use correct grammar, punctuation, spelling, etc. when sending an email. We need to understand these. Flaws can be done, but we need to overlook our emails to ensure there are none. A couple of examples. OMG, did you see? LOL, TTYL, later. Now that's great and all when you're wanting to give your friends a message on what's going on, but we got to understand this is a professional atmosphere, and that's uncalled for when trying to convey information. The one thing to remember when sending an email is address it like you would a letter. A header, a footer, a footnote, a signature at the bottom to let them know who you are, and any conclusions you may have. PSs are okay, but again, no slang. Etiquette tips. The first thing I would suggest, no yelling. There's a time and place for everything, but in most situations, typing in all caps is inappropriate. People tend to think you're yelling at them or trying to come across as stern when you may in fact have accidentally hit caps lock, but they don't know that. We also want to avoid some sarcasm. It can and will backfire. Be wary of your connotations and meanings. You never know who's on the other end reading these emails. And not everyone can predict your interpretations. Again, they're not your friends, they're your coworkers, and sometimes they don't get your humor. They're not around you at all times. They may have never met you. Stop. Grammar time. Always make an effort to use proper punctuation, spelling, and grammar. On the other hand, don't be picky on other people's mistakes. No one likes a dictator. In other words, if you get an email that is incorrect, I would try to correct it. It's not your place. We also don't want to use a whole lot of color in our emails. Some people like to bold red or underline in blue. It's not necessarily the case. It tends to get messy and could cause somewhat of a headache. So if you have something to emphasize, it's okay to use italic or bold or even underline. Let's just try to avoid using colors at all costs. It does get sore on the eyes. As always, be kind. Communication is unique, and there needs to be a level of anonymity because you don't know all these people always, and the interactions could be difficult. Some people being impolite in person, but online, most cases, they could be awesome. So we use screen names because you won't use faces. Social media, well, we all know we all have Facebook, Twitter, etc. It's important to know the limitations on what you can post and what you can say, because employers are always able to check these and see what you're doing. They're always watching. They have the ability to open up and seek information on their employees at any time, and they will do that. They don't want any negative feedback from any of their employees or their company. It's not good PR. So we always want to be appropriate and professional on outlets that people can see. Do not post anything vulgar, inappropriate, or outlandish. Most people sign a clause in their handbook that states they can be reprimanded and or fired in such cases. So we need to be careful on what we post because always eyes on me. You're fired. Again, as I said, you can be terminated from any employer for slander and or inappropriate conduct online. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be slander toward your job, which will get you fired, but toward presidents, other employees, even restaurants, etc. We do have to be on our P's and Q's. Most employers nowadays do background checks, drug screens, etc. Well, now with the new era of social media, the new protocol is to also check all platforms of social media. See what you're posting, if you're doing anything illegal, anything you're not supposed to do, or anything that, hey, they just may not like. They won't hire you. So we need to make sure what we post on Facebook, Twitter, etc., or just delete them altogether if you're trying to get a job. We all know some of us have fat fingers. So in the event that something were to occur, we don't want the errorists to win. Typos happen. We get that. Well, no one's perfect. But we have to understand the importance of going back and reading and editing our information before we send it out. Always read before you hit that send button, because you never know what letters could be together. Always check punctuation for spelling and errors, even grammatical errors. Doesn't look good. No one wants to look like an idiot when we're sending our boss an email on something very important or vital. We want to look on top, sharp, and on top of our game at all times. Employers look at these things vigorously. We all know management sees all emails to and from all employees. They have the ability, the tech department can open up anything you send. So we always want to keep a good, clean email literature and exceed at all levels of management, because you never know who's watching. Well, we do know who's watching. Everyone's always watching.